Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another episode of Sam and Max. We spent a lot of time last episode trying to figure out what day is a federal holiday in April. Turns out there wasn't any day that's a federal holiday. We had to actually do something different, and the game really wasn't pointing us to that thought. And it turns out it wasn't even the next step in the puzzle. The next step of the puzzle was just to get in our car and go after the rampaging Lincoln. So after that rampaging Lincoln we go.
After that rampaging Lincoln.
You're going down, Abe!
Can't believe it was so simple. And we
Well,
just
he
missed.
wasn't hard to find.
Just had to follow the trail of broken campaign promises.
That's pretty profound for a high-speed car chase, Max.
I like to think I transcend genre conventions, Sam.
So we can shoot. We can go to the White House. We can go to our office. We can shoot the gun. We can use the horn. We can use the megaphone.
We have you surrounded, Abe. Pull over and let's discuss this.
Lincoln smash!
He's a testy little emancipator, isn't he?
So let's pull out our gun.
The bullets have no effect!
He's made of marble, Max, and fueled by rage.
Can't
It's
shoot.
Lincoln we need to stop at this point.
So we can't
My
shoot
gun
him.
just isn't big enough to stop him. My gun just isn't big enough to stop him.
Okay, so it's not going to be as simple as shooting him. We can move the car over. Run into some things. I see a jump over here on the other side. So we can go over here and use the ramp. But I'm not seeing a manhole cover, which is what we did once before. I'm not seeing a sign, which is something we did before. Doesn't seem like the ramps want to show up if you sit here in the sidewalk on the side. I should have seen a ramp by now. And no, I'm not seeing it. This is probably randomly generated, and then I just saw a ramp on the other side. Yeah, I don't think one. Oh, here's one. Yeah, and that didn't help any. So I have no idea what we're trying to do. Let's see if we can shoot his hat off.
My gun just isn't big enough to stop him. My gun just isn't big enough to stop him.
So doesn't seem like we can do anything. Let's go back to the office. Seems like even though we have a chance option to chase him, there's no solution there. We could, for instance, try to shoot the one-way sign here. Cause a crash. But that won't change anything. So let's talk to Bosco. We need the truth serum. So we gotta really figure out how to get it now.
Oh, Mr. President, please do not execute me.
Hey, Bosco.
Ah?
Tell us about the missile defense system. We need new weenies.
When's the last time you cleaned out the weenie rotisserie?
Needs no cleaning. Adds vintage flavor to tasty friends.
Okay. We want to buy
We
something.
want to buy something.
Ta is evil but necessary private enterprise.
Give us the
We'll
truth
take
serum.
that truth serum.
Is yours for only 100 million American dollars.
I seem to have left my $100 million in my other suit. We'll be back. Nothing for us right now.
So Tell us about the missile
Tell us
defense
about that
system
missile defense
again.
system again.
I'm working on modifying BTAS Part D. Once I get funding for it, it'll be able to shoot down any ICBMs targeted at the store.
So we need to fund them.
See you later, Bosco. Are these weenies beef or pork?
Or woolly mammoth meat.
100% all natural ingredients, aged to perfection.
So what are we doing? How can we give the 100 million? How can we get it? We can put it in the Alamo, we can put it in Independence Hall, and we can put it in something else. Let's read the newspapers.
President spied in love tryst with Sasquatch.
I give him 3 months tops.
There's a new news thing.
President appoints action figure as Secretary of Defense.
That is pretty crazy.
Well, at least it was an action figure of John Shaft.
Oh, I can dig it.
Let's talk to Hugh Bliss. Maybe he can help us.
Hey, Hugh Bliss. Guess what? I'm the President of the United States. Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss. Stay
Nothing new
colorful.
for there. Let's see. And I think we could talk on the phone and call the White House, but I don't know what that's going to accomplish. We've lost our... No, we still got the bug. So we could record somebody saying something. But who saying what? Let's talk to Sybil.
Hiya, Sybil. How are things in the world of computer-generated romance?
Oh, I'm not doing that anymore. Can you believe that guy? Never mentioning that he was married? Men are such self-centered jerks.
Preach it, girlfriend.
So you changed careers again?
Yeah, now I'm running a dating service.
Come again?
A carbon dating service. I bought this astoundingly useful machine that tells me how old things are.
I usually just cut them in half and count the rings.
There's a reason you're not invited to birthday parties anymore.
I wanted a fresh start and a new career to get my mind off that fiasco with Honest Abe. This wasn't my first choice, but I got a good deal on the carbon dating equipment online, and I couldn't afford to change my sign.
You're having financial problems, I hear.
You're having financial problems?
I'm afraid so. After my public humiliation with Lincoln, all the applicants for my dating service demanded their money back. Not to mention all the money tied up in pending litigation with the clients who watched Max's dating video.
I stated very clearly up front that viewer discretion was advised.
Believe me, I would love to just close up shop for a while and take a vacation. Forget about Honest Abe and all the lawsuits.
It was a wardrobe malfunction.
But unless I get a major windfall, I have to hope the carbon dating business takes off.
Okay. So maybe I can get her some money and then she'll take a vacation. How does carbon dating work? Good question.
How does carbon dating work?
I don't know. Something about carbon-14 and half-lives and radiation.
I'm impressed with your detailed scientific knowledge. Very professional.
That's the beauty of it. I don't really need to know anything. I just aim my little machine at something and it tells me how old it is. Allow me to demonstrate. This tiki is... Oh my gosh! It's 2,000 years old! This is fantastic!
Old is good?
Absolutely! I can have my office put on the National Register of Historic Places. I might even get a grant.
Sweet.
I'd be rich!
Oh, with that one move, we've probably figured it out just with one sentence that I wasn't even thinking would do anything. See if we can borrow the machine.
Can we borrow your carbon dating machine?
No way! That machine is still my only chance to take care of my money problems. Unless I get a grant, since I'm now on the National Register of Historic Places. There's no way I'm letting it out of my sight.
Who needs a carbon dating service? Good question.
Who could possibly need a freelance carbon dating service?
Plenty of people! freelance archaeologists, independent historians, rogue paleobotanists.
It's also naughty fun for your next bachelorette party.
And now that Antiques Thunderdome is getting so popular, business is bound to pick up.
Antiques
Antiques
Thunderdome? The show
Thunderdome?
where common everyday people bring random junk from around the house to a giant steel cage match and engage in a no-holds-barred appraisal to the death?
That's the one. Now everybody's convinced they have some priceless treasure in their attic, and their home will be declared a historic monument.
See you around, Sybil.
See you around, Sybil.
So I think we've figured it out. Oddly enough,
It's locked.
we're going to put the funding in Sybil's place. That's going to then turn it around and give us the carbon dating machine, which is what I think we need. So maybe we don't ever get the truth serum. Maybe what we do is we use the carbon dating to start a fight between the soda poppers on who's the oldest.
Where are we going, Sam?
Let's go to the White House. Or we could use the carbon
off to the
dating
White
on the
House.
weenies
Oh, boy.
at Bosco's Inconvenience. That might be the solution too. Because that has been a consistent thread that we've been able to ask about the weenies in this episode. That would make sense. So, over to the national budget.
Hey, look, Max. It's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
So we send it to Sybil's pandemics office. And just like that, she should have a vacation. Hopefully that's all we have to do so we can run back to our office now. It's a lot of going back and forth between pretty far away places. Let's see, that was one load screen. We
Where
click
are we
here
going, Sam?
to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
That's another load screen. So that's 2. Walk back over here. That's 3 load screens.
Sybil left the door unlocked. She's probably living it up on some tropical island on the taxpayer's dime.
I bet she's getting abducted in some sleazy nightclub, then sold into a white slavery ring, forced to do unspeakable things for a power-mad despot, before narrowly escaping his volcano-top lair with only one of her kidneys left.
Don't be such a pessimist, Max.
Sorry, Sam. It's just no fair. We're stuck here working, and she gets to have all the fun.
So we'll take that carbon 14 dating
It's
service
Sybil's carbon dating machine.
machine, whatever. And anything else? Let's put it in the intercom.
No comment. I wonder what future archaeologists will learn from our most sacred treasure.
That you can watch 250 channels, and there's still nothing good on.
Isn't that the truth? Can't open the closet door.
It's locked.
Can't take the chloroform tissues.
I'm afraid to touch those.
So, in most point-and-click adventures where you don't have a sidekick, which often you don't, you do get a lot more of this.
I've got half a mind to stretch out for a little bit.
I think you have to stretch the whole thing, or it rips.
You baffle me sometimes, Max.
You get a lot more comedy where it's very subtle, or it's just something as simple
I'm
as
afraid to touch those.
I'm afraid to touch those. Sam and Max plays well in having it be that you have a somewhat straight man and then a funny man, between Max being the just crazy wild comedy style, and then Sam playing off of that. Okay, so we have the carbon 14, the machine. Let's go to Bosco's, see how old the hot dogs are. and see if we can extort the truth serum out of him through that evidence. So we take this, carbon date this device.
Well, Bosco, by my readings, these weenies date from the early Cretaceous period.
Da! Special bargain for you! Still tasty, half off today only.
You don't understand. Your store is now a national historic place. These weenies are valuable artifacts.
Really? I mean, of course! In preserving heritage of my people. Just how valuable are we talking about here?
We'll get back to you on that.
Okay, so now this is a national place. We can go back to the budget. Wow. So that's one more loading screen to get to the White House. It'll be 3 again. Not to mention the loading screen of getting out of Civils and getting into Bosco's before we scan the weenies. It's quite a few loading screens, and it's
Where we
just
going,
walking
Sam?
back and forth. To the White House
We're
again.
off to the White House.
Oh boy!
I can't help but think that if we move fast enough, we'll possibly beat this game in this recording. Trying to stop calling them episodes. Trying to call these recordings, since they call the episodes of the games episodes. And we are playing episode 4, Abe
Hey,
Lincoln
look, Max,
Must Die.
it's
If
the
you
presidential discretionary budget.
don't remember.
You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
So we give that to Bosco's. Now we go 3 more load screens. This is a real point and click adventure style of gameplay. Definitely what I would have done probably
Where we
20
going,
times as more often had I not played this
Back to the
game
office.
before, have I not kind of remembered the solutions, or at least now I have the mentality where I know what they were thinking, basically. Notice that there are now little American flags on front of the DeSoto because Max is the president. So that's supposed to be his car, the presidential car. So now we just talk to him and take the truth serum.
Hello, Comrade Bosco.
Hail to the chief! I don't know how you guys did it, but I just got a huge check from the government.
You earned it, Bosco. It's not easy to perfectly preserve weenies that predate the discovery of fire.
Not to mention the teeming microcosm growing in the bathroom. We're considering making it a national wildlife preserve.
Now I can finally finish my satellite defense system.
So we can have the truth serum?
Sure, let me dig it up from the lab.
This is a bottle of vodka.
What did the products? Trust me. Get a couple of
Okay.
shots of that in somebody, and they'll tell you all their secrets.
Thanks, Bosco.
So with that truth serum, we can get at least Whizzer to drink it and tell the truth. How could we get Peepers to tell the truth, I wonder? Maybe we don't have to. Let's go back to the White House again and see if we can get them at each other's
Where are we
throats.
going, Sam?
Maybe we can use the
We're
carbon
off to the
dating
White House.
machine
Oh boy!
to get them fighting about which one of them is the oldest. Or maybe we could use the bug. Let's try that. Let's try the bug specs. Let's see. True serum on specs.
Care for a drink?
Thanks, but I'm not thirsty.
Let's get specs
Specs.
talking then. What are you doing
What
here?
business do you have with the president?
We're here to get federal resolution on a dispute.
It wouldn't be a dispute if you...
If I what?
Nothing.
Awkward.
Later, Specs.
Let's talk to
Hey,
Peepers.
Peepers.
Can't
Can't we all
get
just
along?
get along?
We can if we all just keep quiet and avoid another incident.
Honesty is rarely the best policy. All us presidents know that.
So
So long,
nothing,
peeps.
nothing's gonna work there. Let's try this
For a
with
drink?
Peepers.
No thanks. I'm on an all-carb diet. No liquids.
All carb diet. Alright, well then let's give it to Whizzer. Since we know Whizzer will probably drink it.
Care for a drink?
It's soda, right? You brought more soda.
Sure, why not?
Wow! That's got more kick than the other ones. Thanks, Sam and Max. You guys are my best friends.
Now, can we get back to the deliberation?
What's the point? You still think Peeper's idea is stupid.
Stupid? You never told me you thought my idea was stupid.
He said your idea of adding Herbert Hoover hugging the 4 other presidents was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard.
Well, it is. Hoover wasn't even a president, which means he certainly wasn't the most loving of all the presidents.
Well, at least I didn't suggest putting a parking garage in George Washington's forehead, like some four-eyed freaks I know.
You little...
You big...
Of course you realize this means war.
War!
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 War! Now, governors don't have the ability.
This I hear. What wondrous thing is this? The DEFCON klaxons ring, a flashing light above the door. There's just one thing it could mean. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. Good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. What is it good for? What is it good for? It strengthens the economy. It shows the world that we've got stones and carriers with fighter drones. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. It's good for me. It's the cat's meow. Bonolio. Here we go. War. Oh, what is it good for? It's good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. Oh, what is it good for? Oh, it strengthens the economy. Lengthy battles and incumbents dream, because it can't change horses in midstream. For bombs and guns and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war, war, war. For bombs and guns and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war.
Well,
Let's not do that again.
You know, I jokingly suggested that they might break out in song and dance during the last episode. Not the last recording, but episode 3 of Sam and Max Save the World. Now, I swear I did not remember that that was possible and that was gonna happen. That really happened. That was wild. Let's see what the organic listening device did.
Okay, here's what he said.
Those incompetent brothers of mine are messing everything up. What? I didn't say anything.
Thank you, sir.
Well, so we could have gotten some more stuff as far as that, but I don't think we need to start any more war. Let's go in the war room and launch the missiles and defeat Abraham Lincoln. He must die. Abe Lincoln must die. Oval Office door, dunce cap. Let's see, periscope situation.
Look, Max, in the White House garden pond. It's Jimmy Two Teeth.
We often allow lobbyists to use the pool, Sam.
Jimmy's a lobbyist now? What's he lobbying for? Cheese interests?
Affordable health care for the aged and underprivileged, Sam. He's a lot more multifaceted than you give him credit for.
Okay, let's look at the daddy situation. What does that say?
The Civil War in the Dakotas seems to be escalating.
Oh, Dakotas.
Max.
Let them thin out the overpopulation of moose and strip malls for a few weeks, and then we'll step in.
That's the Dakota situation. We have monitors here going... What are they saying? Boom.
These must be for the Joint Chiefs and other quasi-important hoo-has.
Nice
That just says
screensaver.
war. Just a screen. We're at DEFCON 1. That would be war. I think so. Let's read the war manual after we get some coffee.
Hey, there's gourmet coffee. In case the idea of war makes you insufficiently jittery.
I'm plenty juiced just being in here. Let's blow stuff up.
Yes, let's blow some stuff up. Targeting computer, and we'll read the manual before we mess with
What
the
to do
computer.
in time of war. Select target, press fire. That's all it says.
Easy enough. Targeting computer, oh.
Looks like a remote homing beacon in the frigid Antarctic.
So peaceful, so serene.
Want to blow it up?
You have to ask?
Sure, why not?
Dinner special tonight? Penguin flambe.
Who would have suspected the Washington Monument is really a self-replenishing supply of intercontinental ballistic missiles?
It's good to see it used for something more useful than corny innuendo for once.
Alright.
I wonder
Beacon
if this
has
will have a
been
significant
destroyed.
impact on our delicate ecosystem.
Absolutely. My ego is bigger already.
So, next target.
The homing beacon to the Kremlin doesn't seem to be working. It was probably turned off in the spirit of glasnost.
More likely those lazy commie bastards forgot to change the batteries.
Lazy former commie bastards, Max.
Let's push the button anyway.
There's no beacon for the missile to lock onto.
Then we'll just have to do this the slow way. Lock and load, Sam! We're off to Red Square!
Some other time, little buddy.
Next target.
It's the distant, peaceful world of Krypton.
They mock us with their utopian society of crystal cities and absentee parents. They must be exterminated!
Krypton, homeworld of Superman. They blew up.
This'll teach him to put me in the Phantom Zone.
Blow it up.
You will bow down before me! Aw.
Better pull up a chair, little buddy.
Estimated time of impact 26 million years. Darn it.
Well, what do you know? Bosco was right. The government really has been targeting his store for destruction.
Won't he be glad when we tell him?
What do you say we keep this to ourselves, Max?
You're right. We don't want to ruin the surprise.
Let's blow it up.
Attention, Bosco shoppers. Clean up in aisle everything.
Would you look at that? Bosco's satellite defense system actually works.
Well played, Bosco. You're safe. But for how long?
Okay, so if there's a beacon in Bosco's and we can't destroy Bosco's, we gotta go back to Bosco's and get that beacon. And it seems like that's the only option, so that's what we'll do. Come on. Where do we click to zoom out? So, how many load screens do we have to go through to get to Bosco's? Be nice if they sped this up a little bit and it went straight to the outside of the White House, or maybe the office completely. So that's one load screen, and then the mouse there, mouse hold doesn't seem like it plays any part. It was just there for comedic value. So the solution seems to be pretty obvious. We go to Bosco's, we find the beacon, we put the beacon on the rampaging Abe Lincoln, and
Back
then
to the
we
office.
blow him up. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to find the beacon first, and that's something we're gonna find in next recording, because we've been going long enough for this one. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and to watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.